So next is the big five model of personality. So people have often researched that it makes us behave the way we do. Behaviors can come from different influences like the environment factors or the personality factors. So many different theories and models on the personality traits exist, like the Myers-Briggs type indicator, and separate people out in the 16 different personalities, which we'll be doing after this model. So another model, the big five personality model, the ocean model, which puts forth the idea that human personality is made up of five dimensions. So according to Essentials of OB 14th edition, which research exists to support this personality model and test scores that have been a solid predictor of how people will behave in the real life. A 2015 study published in Academy of Management journal found that the traits were more predictive of performance of jobs when the work was performed in an unstructured environment with the freedom to make the choices. So the big five personality traits according to the Ocean model are: first one, it's the openness to experience. So this trait is often referred to the depth of the person's mental experience or imagination. It encompasses someone's desire to try new things, be open, and think creatively. People who score high in this area are generally artistic, curious, while those who score low tend to be conventional and stay in their comfort zone. So openness to experience, the people who are extrovert. So these kind of people, they are high in this trait. They tend to be more adventurous and creative as well. Next is the consciousness. So the standard features of this dimension that includes high level of thoughtfulness, good impulse control, goal-directed behavior. They are highly conscious. That these type of people tend to be organized and mindful with the details. They plan the things and ahead they think about how their behavior affect others and are mindful of deadlines. So this trait measures the person's reliability and dependability. Someone who scores higher in this area are more goal-oriented, tells to control impulses, and is usually very organized. They are likely to see success in school and access as the leaders. Those who score lower in this area are more likely to be impulsive and procrastinate on this assignment. The next comes extroversion. So the extroversion trait indicates how social and talkative a person may be. Those scoring high in extroversion are generally more assertive, socially confident, and recharged from interacting with people, while those who score lower are more likely to seek solitude and introspection. So people with the higher extraversion, they are outgoing. They tend to gain energy in social situations. So being around other people helps them feel energized and excited as well. So people with lower extraversion, they tend to be more reserved and less energy to expand in social settings. We can say high extroversion, they are extrovert people, and low extroversion, they are introvert people. They enjoy being the center of attention. They like to start the conversations. And if I talk about the agreeableness, these personality dimension includes attributes such as trust, kindness, affection, and other pro-social behaviors. So they show how well someone can get along with other people. People scoring high in this trait are usually well-liked, sympathetic, and affectionate. And those who lower score, with the lower score, they are perceived as blunt, rude, sarcastic, etc. And next is neuroticism. So the last ocean trait is called as an emotional stability. It measures how well a person can control emotions like anxiety and sadness. Scoring high in this area indicates that someone may be prone to those emotions and may have low self-esteem. Those having low score, they are probably more confident and adventurous. So high neuroticism, they experience a lot of stress, worries, they get upset easily, and those having low, they are emotionally stable, they deals with the stress in a very calm way, they rarely feel sad or depressed, they don't worry much about the things, and they are very relaxed. So the Big Five model traits plays an important role in the workplace. So many studies have conducted on the ocean model and the behavior and how these traits can put somewhat predict a person's workplace and the social behavior and performance. Having a deeper understanding of these types of behavior that can help the co-workers and managers create trust, better relate to one another, and cultivate a stronger workplace culture. So this is the Big Five model, which is openness to experience, consciousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. So this was the Big Five model. If I talk about openness to experience, the people, those who having a high openness to experience, they are very creative, open to try new things, focused on tackling the new challenges, and those having low openness to experience, they dislike changes, they does not enjoy new things, they resist on new ideas, and they are not very imaginative and innovative. If I talk about consciousness, people with high consciousness, they spend time on preparing things. They are very organized people. So finish is important task talk about the extraversion. People with high extraversion, they enjoy being the center of the attention. They like to start the conversation. They are very talkative. And with low extraversion, they prefer solitude. They feel exhausted while socializing. They find difficult to start the conversation. They dislike making small talk. Agreeableness, those having high agreeableness, they has a great deal of interest extroversion, people with higher extroversion, they enjoy being the center of attention. They like to start the conversation. They enjoy meeting the new people. They find it easy to make new friends. And if I talk about the lower one, they feel exhausted. They feel upset easily. They dislike small talks. They carefully think through their before speaking. Agreeableness, people with high agreeableness, they have a great deal of interest in others. They help others. They enjoy helping others. And with the lower, they take little interest on others. They don't like how other people feel. They have little interest in other people's problems. They manipulate others to get what they want. Neuroticism. With the higher, they experience lot of stress, lot of worries, gets upset easily, feels anxious, and experiences dramatic shifts in moods. And with the lower neuroticism, they are emotionally stable. They deal well with the stress. They take decisions in a very calm way. They rarely feel depressed or sad, and they don't worry much. And they are very relaxed to us. So this was the Big Five model. So if I talk about the Myers-Briggs indicator type model, so this model was given by Myers-Briggs, who says that there are the different types of social interactions, which is preference for gathering data, preference for decision making, and style of decision making. So preferences that include 8 leadership styles, which was E for extraversion, I for introversion, S for sensing, N for intuition, T for thinking, F for feeling, J for judgment, and P for perception. So there were 3 types of social interaction, which is preference for gathering data, for decision making, and style of decision making, whereas he categorized leadership styles into 8 types, which is E, extroversion, I, introversion, S, sensing, N, intuition, T, thinking, F, feeling, J, judgment, and P, perception. So types of social interaction, he says. The way a person communicates with people around and links with others socially is called social interaction. So he says that person has been categorized into 2 types. One is the extroversion and extrovert, and another one is the introversion and introvert. So extroversion or extrovert, like if people prefer to direct their energy to cope with the others, things, situations, or the outer world, when you are able to talk in the gatherings, you don't feel shy in talking to others, you love making friends, you are a very confident person, you are a social person, that is called as an extroversion or an extrovert, and this is being denoted by the letter E. Whereas introversion, when people prefer to direct their energy to deal with the ideas, information, explanations, beliefs with the inner world, like they're very shy kind of people. For example, Archana is a nerdy girl and takes time to mingle up with others and is considered as an introvert, while Alka she is a very outgoing person and gels easily with everyone, so she is considered as an extrovert person. So the first type of social interaction which comes in under this, it comes extroversion or extrovert, introversion or introvert. Second is the preference of gathering that data. How you get the data on what basis of. So to answer this question, we need to choose the 2 followings, whether it's the sensing and another one is the intuition. Sensing, like if we choose to deal with the facts, what we know, to have clarification or to describe what we see, then our preference is for S, that is sensing. And intuition, if we choose to deal with ideas, look into unknown to generate the new possibilities or to engage which is not obvious, then our preference is said to be an intuition. For example, like if I say that I believe something good is going to happen, then it is just an intuition. And I am basing my statement without an evidence, rather on just a feeling. However, when I say that according to today's weather forecast, it is going to rain, then it is sensing, as I have an evidence to support my statement. Next is preference for decision making. So there are two types of functions through which we prefer to make our decisions. One is the thinking, another one is the feeling. So what thinking is? So when we choose to decide on the basis of objective logic using an analytical and detached path, and feeling when we prefer to decide using the values or our personal beliefs. For example, like if I get rupees 500 on the road and I think as I got it, it's mine, then it's my thinking only. So however, if I think it's not right to keep others' money and decide to donate it, then it is considered as a feeling. So that's a preference for decision making. And the last, the style of decision making. So the style of decision making that has been categorized in two types. One is the perceiving, another one is the judging. So what perceiving is, if we prefer to go with the flow, to maintain flexibility and respond to the things, that is denoted with the letter P, which is called perception. And judging, if we prefer our life is to be planned, stable and organized, then our preference is for judging. For example, Mona gets a job and decides, since she has got a job, she needs not to worry about anything else. That this attitude is just a perceiving. She is perceiving the things that will glow according to her flow. On the other hand, Tina aims for big PO exam and plans her life where all her actions will help her to achieve her dream job. So this attitude that is called a judging. So this is the Myers-Briggs personality test. On the basis of these types of co-preferences, we have categorized all these leadership styles, like in the type of social interaction with extroversion and introversion, the type of the person, then the preference for gathering the data, that was sensing and intuition, then preference for decision making, the thinking or the feeling, and the style of decision making, that was judgment or perception. So this was the Myers-Briggs type indicator. So these are the two models, which is the Big Five model and the Myers-Briggs model. So thank you, students, for today's lecture.